So here I have some freight cars carrying shipping containers. They're somewhat based off the intermodal cars, which was an official Lego set. I've got one of them here, and I'll do another video about those later. But basically, those sets used an entirely brick-built frame at the bottom that used a Jacob's bogey in between cars. And so that just hooks on there. These freight cars I have here make use of these Lego train bases. The containers are 4 studs wide. They stack. They just have a little bit of a kind of tile footprint that locks them together pretty well. Usually they build them so that you can open them. Some of mine open from the ends. Some of them don't open just because that would interfere with the detailing, and I don't really put too much inside anyway, because most of the time if I put something inside I'm not going to see it or even remember it's in there. Just kind of an interesting car to build, because depending on how you mess around with the pieces on the side, you can get all kinds of different variations. And then the container cars, you could build them all the same, very boring, or you could have different colors and contrasts so that, hopefully that's a more interesting look. Some of them do have like doors that open up and things like that, but mostly they're not very functional as far as actual storage. This one here is actually a little like space vehicle that is capable of sitting on top. My idea was that down the road I'll make kind of like a transport car where the center section is a personnel carrier, and then have some vehicles or weapon storage on the side. As you can see, there's not a whole lot of built up on top of here. It's mainly on the sides. Use those long Technique beams just to give it like a girder reinforced look. And the containers are 16 studs wide and 8 studs, or 16 studs long and 8 studs long for the most part, so they can stack on top of each other too. This one was kind of like a little fireman's toolbox, I guess. And this one just uses some of those old space containers. Again, not very realistic. And even all this like detail on the side and things, like the trains are built for functionality, so usually they're going to look pretty plain, but I just like to have some more texture, especially if I have the pieces from Pick a Brick Wall. Like on here, I use the cheese slopes to kind of suggest like hazard stripes. This one has the ladders on the side, which can kind of act like something to hold the cargo, but also like a ramp. These little grill pieces on the side as like mini fig scale ladders. This just lifts out of there. This one's tiled at the top, so the whole top actually does remove. And again, this one's pretty simple as far as design, but with a few pieces with a little bit of texture to them, you can really get a lot in. I use the click hinge piece to kind of suggest a handle. These are those pieces that fire the translucent rods, like the missiles. They have a spring in there, but they also have this angled line. So I like how that looks as a design element. And I guess that's about it for that. Like I said, I will do another one that focuses more on the intermodal cars. All of those, the reason they build them like this is some of the trucks could carry these from the classic town. Some of the small trucks, I think, could fit these on them, and then they had some tractor trailers where you could put these longer cars on. This one's wedged in there a little more tightly. And this one, you could build it so that it's the same on each side, but I just like to have a little more variety. I kind of imagine this is like the wheel brake, and there's a little platform for workers to stand on. So that's about it with that. I will do another video because I have 4 variations of these, I think. And I'll show how they connect. Thanks for watching.